So, I'm new to this YouTube thing, but I did think it would be really fun to do an online Bible study. Um, and I'm starting in Genesis with the New King James Version, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw that the light was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So evening and the morning were the first day. So in Hebrew, the days start from the evening and the morning, and that's where they get this from. So that's why we keep Shabbat, which is the Sabbath, and we start it from evening, sundown Friday, until sundown Saturday. So then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Then God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters he called seas. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb that yields seed, and the fruit tree that yields fruit according to its kind, whose seed is in itself on the earth." And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, the herb that yields seed according to its kind, and the tree that yields fruit according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. So the evening and the morning were the third day. So I don't know if you caught that here, but it says that everything on the earth has its seed inside of them, and it produces fruit according to its kind. I don't believe in evolution at all, and this is one of the major reasons why, because God told us how everything was created and that everything produces its seed after its own kind. So we won't ever have a monkey have the monkeys don't have a seed inside of them that will produce a pig. It's just not possible. And this is scriptural evidence saying that, and God drills it into our heads over and over again. Later he repeats it about how every beast produces its seed after its own kind. Anyway, so now we're on verse 14. Then God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heavens, to light on the earth, or to give light on the earth." And it was so. Then God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made stars also. God set them in the firmament of the heavens to give light on the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. So evening and the morning were the fourth day. So a couple of things here, if you noticed. The lights in the firmament of the heaven were to divide the day and the night, and let them be for signs and seasons, for days and years. So the seasons here is the word moedim, and that is the Hebrew word for moedim, and it means the feasts. So this wasn't necessarily talking about summer, winter, spring, fall. This is referring to God's appointed feast days. So we use the biblical feast days. We need to use the signs in the heavens, like the moon, to help determine when those feasts are supposed to start. So that's kind of neat. And also, if you noticed that God created the sun and the moon, the greater and the lesser lights, on the fourth day, and he created light on the first day. So some people think that on the first day, the light that was created was it was light, but nothing was containing it at this point yet. Others believe it was, I think it's called the Shekinah glory. It's like the glory of the Lord. Others think that it was Jesus that was created that day, but I believe that Jesus was created from the beginning um, with God, with the Father, always. So for me, um, I don't really believe that option, but it's very interesting. So now we're on verse 20. Then God said, "Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures, and let birds fly above the earth across the face of the firmament and the heavens." So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded, according to their kind, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the seas, and let the birds multiply on the earth." So the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creatures according to its kind, cattle and creeping thing and beasts of the earth, each according to its kind." And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created them. Male and female he created them. Then God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." So a couple things in verse 26. God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness." So some people think that this was Yeshua, like the us. So Yeshua and the Father. Sorry, Yeshua is the Hebrew name for Jesus. So if you hear me referring to him as Yeshua, that's what he was called on the earth when he was here. That's what his mother called him at night when she was calling him in for supper. She was like, "Yeshua, come and eat." So if you hear me saying that, it's the same. It's Jesus. So anyway, so when it says "let us make man in our image," it's showing the plurality of God from the beginning, and it's pretty cool that that shows up. Okay, so and then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was how God created man in his image, and it says that he created man and woman together, male and female, he created them to be the image of God. We know that God has feminine attributes and also male attributes. The Bible refers to both. And so when we have man and woman who are separate and come together and become one flesh, together that flesh makes the image of God. And it's just really neat. So anyway, then we're on verse 29. And God said, "See, I have given you every herb that yields seed, which is on the face of the earth, and every tree whose fruit yields seed. To you it shall be food for you. Also to every beast of the earth, to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, in which there is life, I have given every green herb for you, for food." And it was so. Then God saw everything that he had made, and indeed it was very good. So the evening and the morning were the sixth day. So I hope that you enjoyed this little mini Bible study. We just did Genesis chapter 1. My next video will be doing Genesis chapter 2. I hope you enjoyed it.